Hello, hello, hello. I'm just setting my camera up. I'm in a different place tonight, so it is going to look a little bit different than it normally does because I am streaming in an unusual place. And that place is Pennsylvania. Getting my earbuds in, arranging my tools. Tonight we're going to be painting beautiful bees. I was practicing earlier, so I'll just put these here for now. I got a new set of watercolors that I'm very excited about, and we're going to be using watercolor. I don't really know the brand name actually. It's just as a set. I got it Michael's, and it's got a lot of great colors in it. And I always like to use a water bottle and spray paint, and not spray paint, just spray the colors I'm going to be using to get them nice and primed. So I'm just spraying all the colors. Mostly we'll be using yellow and black at first, and then we'll use some of the other colors for the flowers. So that's going to be awesome. I'm so excited because I don't even remember if I streamed last Thursday or not. I know I was in a rush getting ready to do something, pack or something like that. Um, so I was pretty busy. I was also working on murals at this restaurant. Um, and I had to finish the murals up. So anyway, hello. And I really would like to show you my face, but being that um, I was hoping I could do this without my lap showing, which is going to be right here. But I did want you to see like um, any like my water and everything, so you can see how much water I'm using and that kind of thing. So let's see if I put this. I'm just arranging things here. You can't always tell until you put the live stream on live. At least I can't what I'm actually going to be seeing. So I'll just scooch this around here, do it all backwards. And then you can watch a little bit better. So it's not going to be real close, but you will be able to see. And that is what is important because tonight we're doing bees and flowers. And I'm super excited about it. And I keep turning my camera, but it keeps tilting itself in whatever direction it wants to tilt itself. So we'll just go with that and get started here. So I'm going to set these aside for now. And we're going to just draw some bees down here. Let's see. Can you hear me okay? Let's see if my sound is on all right. I'm going to just draw some bees. Yeah, I think my sound is working okay. That's one thing I always have to check. Sound check, 1, 2, 3. Sound check, 1, 2, 3. All right. I don't know if anyone's watching or not, but I'm going to go ahead and start drawing these a little bit darker here because we're going to paint these in with this new watercolor set that I've got. And I did practice a little bit, like I was showing you, with these bees here. I didn't do a lot. I just wanted to see how thick, how transparent or opaque the watercolors were. And they look like they're doing They're really good. They're very good watercolors. So I'm going to actually just let them flow, even though I'm doing more of a detailed, somewhat detailed drawing of a bee. And we're going to get that going here tonight. All right. And let's give some legs. Most of this will be covered up anyway with paint, but I just like to have a good idea of where I'm going to put everything and give it some wings. It might be hard to see. I'm trying to get as close as I can. I could probably get a little closer if I bring my camera off this box, but I'd have to move my paints. Took me a minute to set that up, but I do want you to see what I am drawing. So I'm going to move the camera down a little bit, and I don't have a really professional setup. I have a box. And so here we go. See if you can see that a little bit better here. And it keeps flipping itself for some reason. Let's see here. Yeah, I did it again. It doesn't know that I'm trying to stream vertically and horizontally. Just, yeah. Let's see. I try to get it so you can see it. Now nobody's even watching, so this is on me. Ah, so frustrating. Okay, there we go. I'll just stick to that. So we're gonna draw our bee. I think half the time I stream, it's always a camera nightmare, even though I try to set it up in advance. But it is what it is. So I'll just put these bees down here because this is kind of like a guide of color, what we're going to be doing here. And let's give our bee some legs. Little bee legs. We're going to be painting it mostly, but I just like to draw it first. Some people don't draw first, they just they're just able to paint. But I'm not looking at a reference tonight. Therefore, I pre-drew these in advance from a reference photo. So that's cool. And let's give you some antennas. And his little thingy that he uses to get honey out of the flowers. So this is going to be awesome. I think I'll put my paints right over here. That way you can see what the paints I am using. And I also moved my water dish over here so you can see that. And hopefully you'll be able to see the whole thing, basically. All right. And I'm sorry if it's not too visible, but I am streaming again under circumstances that I'm roughing it, kind of like camping, paint camp. This one time at paint camp, I had a bee, and this painting is inspired by the beekeeper across the street. He is amazing. Has over 50 hives and sells bees, or not bees, but honey and pollen and all kinds of cool things. It's just amazing. So these are super inspiring to me. Uh, Now I'm using wet watercolor on dry paper. You can use wet on wet if you like, if you want more spreadability, but I am using wet on dry because I want more control. So that is how I'm doing tonight. A little wet on dry going on here. And I guess I can do that. We'll go right through his wings. And since I have the yellow out, I'm going to start some flowers as well. Get a little bit more water. And my flowers, this one, let's see, I think this one's going to be yellow. So I'm going to do wet on wet for this flower. And just kind of let that do its thing. I like the spreadability when it comes to the flowers. Because it gives it its own variety and its own personality. And we'll do it over here on this one as well. Just gonna spritz it with some water, lots of water. With our watercolors, you can see I'm getting quite a bit of water. Okay, now go ahead and stick it down here and pull it right on up. Now, I did not have tape. I had to use clear tape around the edges of my canvas. I forgot to get tape at the store. Now this is giving a nice kind of a warm glow to the painting. I like that. I'm going to actually add more paint up here. I like the glow where it's going here. Kind of a nice little background to have. Put that in there. That. And maybe move it around. However, I just noticed that my bee is really wet. That was pretty wet. I did not realize there was that much water on my paper. Now I do. And we'll turn that a little bit this way and add a little bit of this yellow. It's kind of a brighter yellow. It's whiter. See how that looks. And run that all in. It's good. I like that. That looks good. It's nice. Now bees have kind of a clear wings. So I'll probably just outline those with some black at the end. And I'm keeping my paints nice, my paints nice and fresh. And I think we'll let that dry just a little. Well, actually, I'm not going to because I do like when the black spreads out into the yellow on the beans. It just looks so cool. That is really black. Look at that. Oof. Very nice. This is going to have like a black going across, and he has a black eye, big black eyeball there. Little stripes. These need stripes. And then we'll add a little bit of outlining to this as well. And then give me some little legs, little dashes for legs here. Put some little legs in there, little bee's knees. And we'll outline his face just a teens. Oh God, hi! Hi, God, Paisley, thank you so much. Peter Francis, hello. How is my day? My day is good. Thank you. It's going really well. It's been really great weather up here. I'm up in Pennsylvania, normally in Florida, and there's a beekeeper right across the street. He's a friend, and so I thought I would paint some bees tonight. But I don't know, they're so cute. They're just inspiring. And we're using our watercolor paints. I got a brand new set. I'm so excited to use. And I'm just using, I only had a few brushes, so I am making do with the brushes that I have, and it's just fine because you really don't need a lot. Even though I have like 200 brushes at home, I still, so now I only have like 10 brushes and I'm like freaking out. Like, how am I going to do a painting with only 10 brushes? But I really don't need that many. So we will outline this though. I think it looks, these, even though they're bright yellow, um, I still like to outline it a little bit. I think it looks a little more, I don't know, like pops, I guess. That would be the word. Bokeh, been nice bee theme, very mellow yellowy. Thank you, Boat God. How was your day today? And Peter Francis, you asked me how my day was, and I did not ask you how was your day. I'll give the bees some legs and some bees' knees. I don't know which way bees bend their knees, actually. All right. Give a little pointing here. Yeah, I don't know. These are just really cool. I got a lot of water on this. I'm gonna splotch some up. I tend to either use too much or too little of everything. And yeah, bees are fun and they're happy and um, I don't know. I just love the yellow. It's one of my favorite colors. And for outlining, I'm not using too much water for outlining. I just want a minimal amount. And because I'm doing like little patterns, I'm just using a little bit of water and mostly color. So that is nice. And nice happy colors. I'm drawing little lines in bees' wings. I haven't really seen the pattern on a bee's wing for a long time, although I did Google it a little bit. Oh my goodness. Leo Laboy Dumel. Hello from Brazil. Hello, Leo from Brazil. Yes. Do you like bees too? I always like them so can be happy. Yes, or be formidable. That's another thing you can be. And oh, there's a song from who sings it? I sing I'm a bee, I'm a bee. I won't sing too much of it because I can't sing that well, but I'm trying to think who sings that song. It's a cool song. Nice thick black bee. Yeah. Thanks for the pick of the bee, Leo from Brazil. That's so cool. I like to know where people are watching from. Good little feeties. Little feet. I think bees have little feet. I mean, they got to walk around and grab pollen, so they got to walk on something. We're gonna give our bee little knees, little feet, really happy little bees. And I do want to put some white in the eyes. For right now, I'm gonna let this watercolor dry, and then I'll get to that. Leo, painting bees, and my YouTube nickname is Leo Honey Lips. Oh, cool. Wow, that's a great name. And honey is delicious, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, I got this other brush out, and I think it was supposed to be for the black details. I guess I forgot, but that's all right. Let's try it out on this flower over here. Actually, I like using brown. I don't want to use black. And I think this is a brown color over here. So I have a couple cups of water because I like using one for black and one for yellow for right now. Since I'm YouTubing, it's too hard to get up and change my water out. YouTubing, I should say streaming, I guess. And oops, I need more water than that. Okay, so here we go. This is our little flowers, and I'm just going to do little dots and let them run into each other however they want to. And that's going to be this little flower here. And then I'm going to outline that with some red, I think. Make it pop a little better. Little dots from the point of my brush. Golam Hewitt. Hello. That's a different name. Golam Hewitt. And I can't wait. Oh, I really want to do those eyes. I like the eyes, so I want to get my white. And I'm just going to use acrylic when I do white because you can't really put white watercolor over anything. I've tried gel pens for white. Why isn't anything coming out of here? Have I not opened this yet? Oh, I haven't. This is a brand new tube of white. Awesome. But yeah, I've tried gel pens for white and gel pens don't work. Has anyone ever tried to put white on their watercolor paints or, you add highlights sometimes at the end of your painting and what happens is it's not light enough. So I have decided, oh, finally I got the lid off. Yay. Okay. I have decided that I'm just going to skip all of the hassle and my gel pens dry out anyway. Little dab of white. It's right there. That'll be plenty. Hmm. Yeah. I have a teeny tiny little brush. I think. Let's see if the tip gets tiny on that. I need a really tiny tip for my brush. And we're going to go ahead and put in a couple of the highlights on his eyes. Both my bees need some highlight. So I'm just going to go around his eyes. A little more pink. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm just getting a little bit of paint right on the tip of my brush there. Just for some outlining. I'm going to have to do that a few times because this brush does not hold very much paint. Then bring that in. Oh God, how is your summer going now that you're out of school by now? And I'm glad you're being cool with the AC. I know it's so hot in so many places. In Pennsylvania, it's been hotter than in Florida, and I came up here to visit to cool down. But the last couple of days it's been kind of stormy and rainy, so it's cooling down a little bit that way, which is nice. And I think I'm just gonna add a little white over here because I got too much black in my bees' wings. And sometimes I like a little less. Oh, this acrylic works so good. I'm glad I decided to use that. Sometimes it can be frustrating when you're working with watercolors and you overdo something and then you really want it to be a perfect certain way. And oh, please, if you are watching, please hit the like button if you would, if you do like what you're seeing. I have a few more flowers in here, but I'm going to go ahead. Well, he does need something to land on. So this is going to be a purple flower, but I'm not going to use purple quite yet. I'm going to use this pretty orangey color and for my flowers, for the centers. Kind of just bringing it in. And then we'll give it a little lip on the outside. And as everyone knows, I do have a tendency to overdo. Now, just remember less is more, and you'll be fine, especially with watercolor. But I'm doing the outlining more so it's more visible, more than any other reason. I'm adding more water to my brush because I want more color in the center, in the base of my flowers. But more watery looking. And over here, just a little bit of color. for these petals as well. And then we'll add a little more yellow to pop those out. It's super cool. So here is, I'm using this, there's two yellows and I'm using the orangey of the yellows. I like this, it seems to really, really pop with the bee color. I'm gonna just do a little, and also with the flowers, I want it nice and bright. Giving it a little bit more layering. It's helpful when you're doing watercolor to layer. Instead of trying to do it all in one shot. Like acrylics, you can just do one layer a lot of times. But with watercolor, sometimes it's better to do more layers. And then you can also do highlights too. So like if I leave a part of this open, that's going to be more of a highlight look. And then I'll just kind of do some of the bottom so it looks like they're kind of tipping downwards. Just a teeny bit. I think all my orange is gone, so that'll be that for that. And let's get some green in there. We're gonna do like a, let's see, which green did I choose? I think we'll do greens at the end. That's going to be our leaf color, but this is like purple flower, like a pinky purple flower. So I want to get that going first. And I need to prime up my paints a little more. And we're going to go ahead and do some pinks. Right there, this is going to be pinky on the tips. And I did draw these flowers out earlier, but not into too much depth. And then we'll use this darker pinky color, which is not pink at all, but it's like a reddish, because I want the petals to be nice and dark. And they're going to flow right. It's kind of a magenta color. And that way you can see the separation from the petals to the center part of the flower. Now, a good way to do petals is to push, smush, and then bring it up. Put it down, smush it down, and then lighten up on the tip. So you want the tip, and then as you smush in the middle, and then bring it up to the tip again when you are doing the petal. That'll give it this nice little petally shape in one little motion. And then we can do this up just a teeny bit and through here, but we're going to use purple for that. And coming up with purple. I like a lot of colors. So Honey Lips, are you still with me here? It's pretty, I'm gonna call you Honey Lips now. I like that name. That's pretty cool. And how did you come about my channel, Leo? We got some darks, we got some purples, and we got some pinks in here. So we've got all kinds of fun, beautiful color. And then darken this up. With the dark red and you add the purple, that's going to look like a little bit of shading. Just a teeny bit. And just going to do some dots. So how is that looking? I hope you're able to see it. Maybe I should make it so I can hold it up to the camera so you can see it a little bit closer. And do that. Maybe you can see the colors a little bit better. I think I'll have to tip it in a little bit more. When I get too close, it's harder to see because I have this. I could cut that off, I guess, but that'll take it more time. And once we get our flowers in, we'll put in some leaves. And this one here, we want to have a nice purple. And we'll do another pinky purpley one as well. I like having a nice pink base for my flowers. So I'm just using wet on dry at this point. Wet watercolor on dry watercolor paper. And I don't know how many pounds this is. I'll have to look at it. If anyone wants to know what pound this paper is, let me know. So it does make a difference in your paintings, I've noticed. The thicker and heavier the paper, the better the watercolor. Now this one, I'm going to put in water in the middle. I'm just dabbing in some water in the middle. So there's a lot of water. I'm going to move it around. And then I'm going to get this dark purple here. This palette is really soaking up the water quickly from when I sprayed it already. Just put this right in the middle. And it should spread out, but it's not doing it too much. So I'm going to tip it a little bit. Let's see. Hopefully you can see that. Tip that up a little bit. See if it'll move. It's not really wanting to move. It's just soaking in. Okay. Well, I'll help it move around, I guess. Do your thing, color. There we go. And we'll give that a minute to dry. I'm gonna spray my paints again because they are really soaking up the water. They like water. I like water too. Water's good for you. Hey, Steve. Hi. I didn't see you were there. So nice of you to join. Hi. Say hello. I'm glad you're still alive. I was just talking to my friend Vicky from Publix about you the other day. And Vicky, the cashier, I don't know if you remember her or not, or which one she is, but you're there enough. She actually started, I don't work at Publix anymore, obviously, but her and I started about the same time and worked together for 5 years, and she's really a cool person. I'm just gonna throw in a few of my own little things here just to darken things up. And just a little bit more in the bee's eyes. I want them a little bit more prominent. Really like bees. I'm not a big wasp fan, but I do like bees. I've been stung by both, and I'd rather be stung by a bee than a wasp, I'd have to say. Wasps are evil. Bees are the bee's knees. All right. Oops, I used the wrong brush, wrong water dish. All right, let's bring in some green now. We're gonna give our flowers some pretty green color. And we're just taking our brush and doing point and smush and lighten up, smush and lighten up. And I want this to go around into the flower here. So I will have to do a little bit more than point and smush. More of a smush and point at this for this little guy over here. And I want to use a different color for that one. But for this one, I'm going to do a point and smush. And same over here. And this one is going to be a little lighter on this side. And then we're going to do a little darker petals on the bottom side. So we're going to go in and do that. Here. And give it like a dark kind of a shade with a highlight look to it. And I'm going to do the same with this one. I'll just add some character. Now there's almost no paint on here, which I do like. I'm just going to, oh, when I pushed down, there was plenty of paint in the brush still, so that's good. Other than that, we can like scumble in some leaves. It looks like it's filling itself back up. That's interesting. It's almost out of paint over here. And I'm just going to do a little bit more here. And give our leaves a little character. And then we'll give them a little highlight. Lots of water. Lots of good highlight there. Really, really liking these today. Now this flower needs a little more detail. So we're going to go in and use a dark purple color. And just kind of go around the edges of this center a little bit. Clean this out. And I'm afraid I'm going to do too much. And I have a tendency to do that. So just have to remember I'm going to use more water, less color, but I still want the purple. So I'm arranging how much water's on my brush to get the color I want. So just a light purple and some pink. That's what I was looking for. That's good. That's good. I think I'll do like a big leaf right over here. Really big leaf. I'll give him a couple big leaves over here. And we're actually almost done with this painting. Easy peasy paintings. I like that. And we're adding some darker green underneath for the shadow, for the text. And bringing it right into our flower. Very fun. Now I like to have just a little bit more detail in this one here. And I don't know if I can put a lighter color over that or to pop it or not, but I do want to do that. And I know I can't with watercolor because I just decided that I want lighter highlights on that. And, you know, I don't think I even have pink with me, but I have a scarlet. I think that might work. And I do mix my mediums sometimes. I will use a little bit of acrylic with my watercolors, or I will mix a little bit of oil and top it off with some oil paint sometimes. I just want some highlights on these petals that are on the top. Just a teeny bit. Kind of get them to pop a little bit. And I definitely want some inside as well. And then I want to do a nice dark scarlet underneath of it for a dark. Oh, let's see here. Here's a really good color here. I think this is a nice dark scarlet we can put in at the base. Beautiful, beautiful. And lots of water. These paints love to soak up the water. Since I'm doing detail, I want more paint, less water at this point. Just to get that color detail, get it to pop. Like that. Such a pretty, flowers are so interesting. There's so many varieties of flowers. I'm just going to bring this up here like that. And same over here. We want to add a little bit more detail to this one as well. Punch it up just a little bit, I think, with more pink. I like this bright pink we used earlier. Get that to pop a little bit more as well. And as I said earlier, layering is very important. You got to let your watercolors dry sometimes for a minute or so, or sometimes longer. People will let them dry overnight even. Very serious watercolor people. I haven't done that. I need to get mine done. That's why I love watercolors. They're really fast. Very fast and simple. There we go. There you have it, guys. This is the bee's knees tonight. I hope you enjoyed this little painting, and hopefully you can share some of your paintings on my channel, on my community. I did have someone share their paintings before and it looked amazing. Oh, thank you, Boat God, for that. Thank you. Sending you love right back. I appreciate that. Um, it's a little different streaming when I don't have all my tools and I'm having to improvise, but it always works out, and I'm always excited to do it and happy to hear from everybody. Oh, let's see if I can take this tape off. I'm using the wrong kind of tape. I think I'll leave it on for now. I'm using clear tape, and I did not have any green tape or watercolor tape. It might have been better not to use any tape. I don't know. Yeah, it is pulling up. So that's okay. It's going to give us a nice front edge. That's pulling everything. Oh, one of those edges that are like floofy, the floofy edges, which I like. I think it's pretty cool. Very nice. All right. Well, you guys have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you Thursday when I stream again, right around 8:30. That's the plan. And thank you for saying it looks cute. And thank you guys for the likes. If you haven't liked it, please like the stream and the channel and subscribe if you haven't. And appreciate you watching so much. Oogly boogly, new subs. Thank you so much, Katie. Hi, Katie. Thank you so much. Good night, Steve. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you joining and especially for subbing and liking the channel. I just think these are adorable, and flowers, and you can never go wrong with that. And with watercolors, you can just do whatever you want to do and add background or not add background. But I just love, 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 love. And we'll see you all on Thursday around 8:30 p.m.